Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you from the One Piece Manga chapter review. This is going to be One Piece Manga chapter 1182 titled ZAZA. So let's get into it. This is not my gameplay. This gameplay is specifically made by the YouTuber Siaki Cloud of all the ultimate attacks of all the characters in One Piece Burning Blood. This is not my gameplay. This is made by Siaki Cloud. I'm going to put the video link in the comics. And also before we get into the video, I just want to give a big thank you to all my subscribers because I finally made it to 700 subscribers. This is such a big milestone for me. This is so crazy. 700. I didn't never think I would get this far. Every time I hit a milestone, I always bring up this story. But when I got to 25 subscribers, remember I was stuck at 25 subscribers for like half a year, a little bit over half a year. I was thinking to myself, I'm never gonna get bigger. I'm never because I didn't know how to do YouTube videos like I'm doing today. My thumbnails used to be garbage. I didn't talk as well. I used to stutter. I stutter sometimes now, but I didn't know how to do YouTube videos. So I was thinking I'm gonna be stuck at 25 forever. I was stuck for 25 like half a year. And now look at me. I'm at 700. Well, only going up from here. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Well, let's get into the actual chapter. Sorry for the lollygagging. So the chapter starts off with a cover page request, and it's just Fujitora eating some soba made by a fox and a tanuki. And it also states off to the side that Zaza is the Japanese omen or word for heavy rainfall, which does make sense later what happens later on in the chapter. So everybody was like, "What in the world? What does Zaza mean?" But it means heavy rainfall. And sorry for the chapter coming out so late. I was asleep for most of the day. I was so tired. But the actual chapter starts off with Loki right where we left off when he did that giant thunder attack on Emu and sent him flying. Well, no, he sent Emu flying with his hammer into the tree, and then he did a thunder attack, a thunder breath attack, and Emu was able to block it. So Loki's flying over the Emu because he can sense that Emu is still up. He's not dead. Emu is still up even after that kind of attack. So while he's flying over there, he's thinking to himself that this is kind of bad because in his gigantic state, he's not going to be able to see Emu too clearly. And they even brought that up during the Emu inside of Gunko fight. That since Gunko, is a regular human body, Loki is already a giant among giants, and he gets even bigger in his dragon form. It's kind of hard to see a regular sized opponent. So maybe in his hybrid form, he gets. I remember somebody said in his hybrid form he might get smaller, which I don't see how. I mean, he might even get even bigger in his hybrid form, but yeah, he's gonna need to really keep his eyes out for Emo 6. He can pack a punch and he can barely see him. So that's gonna be pretty bad. That's gonna be pretty bad. He can't see him and he can pack a punch. So then we pan over to Emu. Emu is still smiling. He's really happy to see Loki in a Nihog form. He goes, "Oh, you finally get to meet again." And then he also mentions that he's a traitor. So obviously that implies that whoever had a Nihog fruit back in the day was on Emu's side, but then he betrayed him in the giant war that we saw in the mirror. And then he also notices Ratatasker. And he goes, "Ah, Ratatasker or Ragnir, you finally found yourself a new host." And we get a little text box for Ragnir. Ragnir the Hammer, mythical squirrel fruit model Ratatasker. So does that mess up the story that we got like a few chapters ago? Remember the story was that there was like an ancient warrior, god of war. He died. Ratatasker was waiting for him, and he kind of just went into the hammer. But it says it's a squirrel fruit. So I guess the squirrel fruit was the squirrel, and it went into the hammer, and the squirrel could do the squirrel could do all the ice stuff, like it's not the hammer, because we see later on in this chapter, or literally the next page, he's shooting snow and stuff from his mouth. So all the ice abilities is the squirrel fruit, but the squirrel fruit went to the hammer because we know animated objects can get devil fruits like the baseball dog from Alabasta, the elephant sword of Funkfried. So I guess that's what happened. It kind of made it seem more mystical in the story, but obviously I guess they didn't know how. I mean, we still don't even know how fruits go into inanimate objects, but still, that's pretty cool. Emo does also bring up something which sounds cool, but I don't know if that's like legit in the world. It says lightning is born from colliding ice. Together, dying synergy is exponential. Obviously, he's talking about Loki and Rattatasker's like teamwork. But is lightning really born from colliding? No, no, no. That's not. I know. Like part of me reading, I was like, nah. I heard something else. That's not how lightning is born. Is it? Why? I've been in school in a while, boy. So that's not how lightning is born. He's just saying that. He's just saying that. But I found that kind of funny. So anyway, the very next panel, like I said, Ratatasker, he shoots out a bunch of snow and ice from his mouth, and then Loki combines the snow and ice with his own lightning breath attack, and they do a combo move called Ragana 5 Arrow. Now, when they shoot all that like stuff at Emu, that giant circle, not circle. What is it called? I forget what it's called, but you know that ring on his back with the eyes up there, the black flames. It comes off his back and goes into the air, and it gets gigantic. And then he does an attack called Nova Eclipse, and then he makes a ton of those black flame balls with the face up there, and they're colliding with all the ice slash lightning attacks that they're doing. So then we get this crazy gigantic panel where we just see a giant flurry of the ice and lightning attack going at Emu, and a giant flurry of the black flame balls, or I guess omens. Yeah, because I mean he said omen and he got the flame stuff on the back, Summers and Killingham. Then he also said omen and made the black flame balls. I just call them black flame balls with the face up there. But you just mix them with that. And there's also a little text that says, what's it says? The Aztec goddess Kanji is eclipse explosion. So that's what's happening. Then we go over to Bonnie. Now Bonnie's in a tree way out to the side, seeing this fight, and she's looking outside, watching it. She goes, "Whoa, that is crazy." Lilith tells her to get back over here. Do not go out there. She goes, "I'm not going out there to fight." Are you kidding me? Especially not with those kind of guys. I remember some people were saying, "What if Bonnie comes out to fight? She just gets like demolished." Yeah, even she knows I'm not going out there. Unless this is a hint to where if Luffy gets hurt enough, she might go out there and help out. I don't know, but yeah, she like, you see this? You see the kind of attacks they're doing? I'm not going out there. Are you crazy? Lilith goes, "That's good because now it's my job to protect you." That's kind of sweet. I guess she's gonna become like Bonnie's like mother figure in the future. Now they're tending to Sanji because last week or 2 weeks ago, Sanji got hit with the omen. No, he got hit with the fire kick. He got sent flying, and he's pretty hurt. He's huffing and puffing. He's bleeding. And Lilith is trying to think about who the heck is Emu. She understands that Emu isn't a God's Knight. She's not a Goros. I mean, he's not a God's Knight. He's not a Gorosei. So who could he be? Now, she does say something really interesting. He said, "I suppose it's only natural for a vast 8th century old organization to have spawned some dark shadows given its history of power struggles." And then we get like a little overlay of her face with regular Vegapunk saying, "If that's the case." So I don't know. I guess this is implying that maybe they had some conversations of some people being over the Gorosei. Maybe Vegapunk, because how smart he is, was kind of putting the pieces together that it could be somebody above them. There could be an overshadowing person. It could even be Emu because Emu was in like history books. Remember, Ivankov brought out that one history book with Emu in it. So maybe he was trying to put the pieces together. Obviously, he didn't know fully. I was gonna say he talked to Dragon, but I don't think even Dragon knew about Emu. Or maybe Dragon kind of seemed like he had a hint, but not fully. So maybe he was putting the pieces together, but not fully. Vegapunk didn't know everything. And one thing I want to mention, this doesn't have anything to do with the chapter, but I was thinking about this myself. Do you guys think if Vegapunk is gonna get a new design? 'Cause I know a lot of people were disappointed about how Vegapunk looked, like the regular Vegapunk, not Lilith. The regular Vegapunk. A lot of people were kind of disappointed about how Vegapunk looked. So we know that there's a Vegapunk like not clone. Well, yeah, it's like a clone, it's like robot body inside the box Lilith has. Do you think that whenever Lilith brings that out, it's gonna have a new design? It's not gonna have the same design that we have. And the Vegapunk that we get out of this box is gonna be like a brand new design of what people would want. Maybe I don't know how the Japanese side people were feeling about Emu's. I mean, not Emu, Vegapunk's design, but it might be a new design for this new robot body for Vegapunk whenever Lilith finally brings it out. Who knows? Maybe. Anyway, after that happens, Sanji he gets back up. Now you can tell in this panel he's pretty hurt. I mean, he's holding his side. He has blood on his face. He's huffing and puffing. Bonnie is telling him to sit back down. Your injuries are too great. And Sanji saying, "I can't back down." Then we get a flashback to when Killingham got the omen. I mean, it only happened like a moment ago, but it's a flashback. So Killingham got the omen. He got a power boost. Oh hey, Sanji, that's perfect timing. That's like perfect timing. So he gets a power boost. And Sanji tells him, "What are you gonna do now?" He goes, "Well, what I was always came here to do. He's supposed to go kidnap the children and bring them back to Mary Joyce. Can't you tell that my power is overflowing now? I got the omen and that my master is here. Well, I guess I'll see you later, Sanji-kun. Toodles." And then he just flies off into the air. Sanji gets up and starts to skywalk. He says, "We can't let everyone's efforts be in vain. Usopp and Luffy admires this country, and it's my personal duty to protect Elbaf. It's the land of giant beauties." And then Lilith and Bonnie are just standing there watching him fly off, and they both have a text box just saying dot dot dot. Like, okay, like at first saying I need to protect this land. He's about to go kidnap kids. I gotta make sure to protect the kids. That sounds noble. It's the land of giant beauties. All right. Okay, I mean, I guess he can slide that in. Like, he's doing some other good stuff. I guess he can just slide that in there. I guess he's doing some other really good stuff. Then we go over to the Owl Library, and just like everybody was saying, yeah, Biblo, there was like a secret. Oh, Robin, that's the perfect timing. That's perfect timing. Oh, I'm sorry, that was perfect. So there was this random back door to the owl library that Biblo took, and he just grabbed all the books, went through the back door into the secret like storage, or I guess it's like a random storage room, and he's just in there with the books, so he saved all the books. Obviously, they're thanking him. Thank goodness all the history is saved. Now Saul does look at him and says, "Yeah, I'm grateful too. I'm starting to see you're more of a mystery than I first reckoned." And then he looks straight at Biblo, and then we just get one panel of Biblo. So I don't know if that's trying to hint to maybe there's a secret about Biblo. Maybe he's like a Zoan and is like an actual person. I don't know. I don't know if this is like supposed to hint to something more with Biblo, but yeah, that's about it. That's all we get with Biblo. I thought it was gonna be something more crazy that happened, but no, it's just a secret back room. They went into it, and that's it. That's about it. Then we go over to near Western Village, see Cloudport. So when we get over there, we see this gigantic. Well, I mean, the Elbap, but we see a giant sip, and somebody was able to grab it with their bare hands and fling it over the side. And it was Summers. I mean, he does have a power boost now with the Omen, but in the panel when he drops it at the port, it kind of looks like he has wings. That's why in the first panel with the ship, I was like, "Who is this with the giant wings?" And then it's Summer. So either it just kind of looks like wings, but it's not really wings, or maybe this omen thing on his back can turn into wings if he needed to. That's kind of cool, you know. But yeah, anyway, he calls in. He goes, "Okay, hello there, Summers here." No, wait, make that Super Summers. Summers is so stupid. I used to be a Saiyan. Now I'm a Super Saiyan. Anyway, he's saying he found a. Remember the old boat they had got destroyed. So hey, he found a new boat. You guys to bring the kids over here in at least 5 minutes. Then we go back over to Chopper, and Chopper is tending to everybody's wounds, specifically Gerd's. Now he tells Gerd's that it was a clean cut, so I'm able to reattach your fingers, but they're gonna take a couple months to fully heal. Obviously, she's like, thank you. It sucks that it's gonna take a few months, but I mean, hey, she's gonna have her fingers back. Now they don't specifically state this with what's his name, Stanson. Remember, Stanson got cut his leg off. He got to cut it. That's not how you say that. He got his legs cut off. Well, no, he only got one of his legs cut off. We don't get a panel of Chopper saying it was a clean cut. I could reattach your leg. I guess it's different with a leg and a finger, obviously. But still, I was thinking maybe that could happen. But no, everybody is thanking Chopper that he was able to tend to everybody's wounds. Chopper is telling everybody like, "Hey, your parents, your mom, your dad, Stanson, um, Haruden looks pretty bad. I've only kind of did basic medical work. After all of this is over, you guys need to go to like an actual hospital and get like treatment. I just did this. I just did some basics to guys to not, to make sure you guys didn't die in this instant. Just to make sure you guys don't die right here now. I did some basics, but you guys are gonna still need some more medical work later on. Then we get this little kind of a sweet scene. I don't know if it's setting up, Gerd and Rodo. But Rodo, I mean, Gerd was saying to Rodo that, I don't really like you like that because you're like, you're scum. But you protecting your brother like that and willing to die for him, it kind of got me, you got, I found, no, sorry, I'm kind of implying something else. She says, I have newfound respect for you. Rodo gets really flustered by this, saying, "Don't look at me like that. You're gonna make me blush." He starts to nosebleed. Then Gerd goes, "Yeah, I just started to kind of, respect you. I don't know about now after doing all this." Then we go over to the rest of the village near the port and it's Zoro's group. So we see Goldbird carrying Zoro. Zoro says, "I'm sorry for this, but it's gonna take way too long for me to get over there. But it's gonna be faster for you since you're a giant." He goes, "Oh, that's okay. I'm the only giant warrior that hasn't really sustained any significant damage, so I'm able to do this." And Zoro, he looks pretty much fine. Now Zoro is holding his arm a lot, and he does say the attack from Imu was kind of crazy. So Zoro is hurt, but he doesn't look like Sanji. Sanji looked way worse than Zoro in this panel. Now a lot of people are saying 2 weeks ago that Zoro he blocked most of the attack that Imu did when he got sent away by Omen. When I look back at the panel, you can kind of like make it out to make it seem like Zoro was blocking the attack somewhat. I didn't think he did. I just thought the sword was falling out of his mouth because he got hit so hard. But I mean, I guess you could make the instant that he did block the attack. He doesn't say he did, but the fact that he looks relatively okay compared to Sanji. I guess he did block most of that attack. Now Zoro does bring up about how that attack was crazy, and he is holding his arm, so he does take some damage, and he does have some scratches on him. But still, he doesn't look like Sanji did. Not trying to say Sanji's a bum. I like both of them. I do like Zoro more, but I do like both of them. It was funny last week when people were comparing, or no, 2 weeks ago, people were comparing who get beat worse. That was so funny, but I do like both of them. Zoro does say something really interesting though. He says, "But what with those black flames? They turn into steel bullets and explosives, and those knights we beat up seem to have a power up. If we don't wrap this up soon, things are gonna get ugly." And I don't know if that's supposed to be like a timer for the rest of Elbath. Remember, Summer says, "Bring the kids over here in 5 minutes." They don't specifically say 5 minutes timers, but you never know. So the black flames turned into steel bullets and explosives, and he has like a few of those bullets in his hands. So he got hit with black flames plus an explosive plus bullets. I don't know if they just turned into that when they hit contact, or that's what they really are. But that's like three things in one: an explosive attack, a fiery attack, and bullets. Like what? That's a crazy combo in one little ball. Like, are you serious? That's a crazy combo in one little ball. My goodness, like that's a crazy kind of attack. Then we go over to the Western Port, and Summers and Killingham are talking to each other. Now, Killingham is telling Summers, "Hey, Summers, I'm sorry. I really did it now. I made the thing. I mean, I accidentally summoned the thing I'm most scared of. I just got carried away." Summers goes, "Oh, sorry about that. I was talking so long the video ended. This video is still made by Siaki Cloud. This is his gameplay, but I just rewinded the video to the beginning. I was talking so long the video ended. Um, He says, "I'm afraid I accidentally summoned what I'm most scared of. I just got carried away." Summer goes, "Are you stupid? Why would you summon something like that?" "Well, it is one of your dream monsters, so can you control it?" He goes, "Theoretically, yeah, I probably should be able to control it." That's not a good sign. Saying probably I should be able to control it, that's not a good sign. I guess it's a good sign for us somewhat because it might attack Summers and killing him, but at the same time it's still gonna attack us. So that's still pretty bad too. That's number one. Number two, at first I thought he summoned another emu. 'Cause I thought he would be afraid of emu, but no, it's not emu. That would have been crazy if it was two emus. Oh my goodness. And they also mention that, hey, where's Summers? He says, I mean, not Summers, where's Gunko? Killingham said, "On the way here, I saw Gunko, but she seemed to be dead." And Summers was like, "What?" Now, does this mean that Emu broke the ice? 'Cause remember, Emu did send an attack at the ice, and we didn't get to see what happened. And not Killingham, Loki was saying that the only person that's able to thaw this ice out is Ratatasker. So I don't know. Killingham doesn't specifically state that. Yeah, I saw her around a bunch of ice, or he doesn't even say I saw her in a block of ice. Wouldn't that make more sense? I saw her in a block of ice, but she seemed dead. Like they're being inconspicuous with the dialogue here, so we don't know fully if she's still inside the ice or broken out of the ice. Because I mean, I guess you can say the same thing either way. Like you saw her in a block of ice, she seemed to be dead. If you saw her around a bunch of ice but still passed out, she seemed to be dead. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if she's alive or dead on that. It's like 50-50. So I mean, not alive or dead. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be alive. I don't know if Emu broke the ice or not. It's 50-50 on that one. Anyway, Summers such to say after that, "Well, whatever the Great Emu's body isn't meant to be out in the world. That's a fact. Our key combat forces and the forces that are meant to be erased are all right here. We must not disappoint the Great One. We must live up to the expectations, killing him. You're right." Then we go over to the Western Village and we see out of nowhere it is raining cats and dogs. It's raining so bad to where the inside of the houses is starting to flood a little bit, so everybody needs to get outside. But somewhat even outside isn't safe because it's raining so hard. Then Killingham tells the dream monster to go capture the Brax. Then we see this gigantic water hand just break into the house at the end and grab a bunch of kids and yank them out. Then we get some dialogue on exactly what this new dream monster is. Killingham says, "For those of us born above the clouds, the idea of water falling from the sky is terrifying. We always heard stories not only about the D clan and Nika, but also the monster known as the Rain God, the one who pleats the lower realm Oh no, pelts. Sorry, pelts the lower realm with water from overhead. Whoa, Zaza. Now that's terrifying. What I find most scary, Rain God Zaza, Dream Demon. Then we see a bunch of the ground flooded with water. We see this gigantic lady with an omen rain cloud around her, but it's made out of rain. Like this whole monster is made out of water and rain. And it looks really cool. She has multiple hands, grabbing the kids, destroying buildings. She's towering over the giants. And she has a what's it? I forget. I don't know what this thing is called, but I know the celestial dragons wear it sometime. That thing on their face is like a little cloak, and it covers up their nose and their mouth. A giant hat with like these little beads up there. She looks cool. She looks really dope. It's a really dope panel. I can't wait to see this in the anime. But it's a gigantic water lady. Then Killingham said that he's bringing the kids over to Summers, and then we see Sanji and Zoro notice each other running forward. So from what I'm thinking here, I think Zoro's running towards the port where Summer should be, and they hear the commotion at the village. So yeah, okay, yeah. So they hear the commotion at the village with the water god. So Goldberg is like, hey, should we go over to the village? When he notices Sanji going over to the village, he goes, no, I think they have it. So he tells Sanji, don't screw this up. He goes right back at you. End the chapter, break next week. Because the break that we got last week wasn't supposed to be an actual break. It was Golden Week, so that's why we had a break. So yeah, that's why we have another break right after this. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Now, is this Rain God an actual thing in One Piece? You know, like the Nika the god. So could this be like an actual devil fruit we could see later on? Maybe, because rain isn't really ocean water, so this might be like an actual god fruit that could be out there, which is kind of cool. I wonder who's gonna get it. You know, maybe Nami since she's a weather. Maybe Vivi. Robin already has a fruit. You know, it'd be kind of cool to see who could. No, Bonnie already. Lilith. That'd be kind of funny. She could eat a devil. Can she? She's like a robot. Can she eat a devil fruit? Have you ever? Uh, nah. You can't really say Kuma because he ate that devil fruit before he got turned to a mostly robot. So, kind of just a robot eat a devil fruit? I don't know. I never really thought about that because Kuma doesn't really count since he ate it before. That's kind of interesting. But this rain god does look really dope. It does look really cool. I can't wait to see this in the anime. And so obviously that's setting up the fights with Sanji going after Killingham, Zoro going after Summers in their boosted state so they could actually be a problem this time. Sanji might have a little bit of a problem with Killingham because, well, he's already really hurt. Plus, he can make Dream Demon. So I was saying if he does fight Killingham, what if he makes a Dream Demon of like Nami or Robin? You know, that could be kind of tough for him. Plus, this water god, I know it's a dream demon, but it still looks like a girl. That could still be a problem if he commands it to help him out in the fight with Sanji. Yeah, that could be kind of hard. That could be kind of hard for Sanji, especially since it's gigantic. It could easily swipe him away or something. Zoro should it should be a relatively easy, not easy 1v1, but it's a 1v1 with Summers. Now Summers can make those vine plant monster things, so you know you never know, but still it should be relatively a 1v1 aside from the plant vine monster things he can make. But yeah, that's the chapter for you guys today. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I thank you all, every woman here beings, and I see you guys next time. And thank you again so much for 700 subscribers. I just can't believe it. I'm at 700 subscribers, only going up from here. Only going up from here, man. I want to end it on Blackbeard with 700 subscribers. I don't know. Like, let me go something. I don't know about Blackbeard. Oh, look at that. Lord Mahold, I didn't even need to pause it. It's Shanks, and it is Luffy next up. That's good. That's good to end it on Shanks and Luffy for 700 subscribers. I can't believe I made it that far. Only going up, though. Only going up. So I keep saying that. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. Yeah, we're not near exactly, making money just yet, but, we're close. We're close. I think I'm somewhat close to get, like what, supers or like people that can pay promotions and stuff. Not like getting money from ads, but I think I can get like people paying for me, which I don't know. I feel bad if I do that. I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, that's the video. So, okay, bye. All right then. I guess we'll get it ended off Luffy doing the King Kong gun on the actual opponent, and I actually just him flying over to the opponent. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he's about to do it.